Welcome to this week's Outfitter Tales from a rather warm, rather blustery
sunny Hertfordshire.
So we're in the field, so we're going stalking in a minute.
Well, we're going to try.
We're going to try, yeah, that'll be interesting.
Cover.
Well, we'll cover that in a bit. Okay, so what we've got this week? Well, we've got our field notes, but you're bringing your part 2 fox calling?
Yeah. We have a Muntjac stalk, which hopefully we're just about to record.
Hopefully. We're going to give you a little bit of an update, as usual, on what we've been doing.
And finally, we're going to give you an update on this week's competition. Sorry, this month's competition.
Yeah, this month's, yeah, which will be midway through the month now, so still got a bit of time.
Loads of time.
So, coming up first, I think we're going to do the stalk.
Yeah, so
Muntjac
here we go.
stalk.
Nice little Muntjac package down in sunny Hertfordshire.
A lot of sunshine, so there'll be a lot of heat from tree stumps and stones and rocks, but the clarity of image from this these binoculars is phenomenal. Right, so that's actually surprised me quite a bit because it's really quite early, and one of the things that's pretty obvious from the offset really is with the cover outside of the wood, which is about twice as high as any muntjac. It's highly unlikely they're going to be out at this time of day out there anyway, and secondly, even if they are, I'm not even going to be able to see them. So my thought process, and we've literally only been going about 10 minutes, is to come into the wood and get underneath the canopy where the sort of dark area of the wood and it's shaded, and the minute we've come into the wood, straight away in these, I picked up clearly a muntjac, easily identifiable as a doe, young doe, which was tucked in the back of some coppice trees here, and it's couched down just up in front of us about 50-60 metres away. You can see the image now through the thermal binoculars of the deer dead basically, so as it's looking at me I've got a headshot just to the left of the trees, but it's really quite tricky to get a position because you're trying to set your sticks in brambles, and you put your sticks in, and you want to try and open your sticks a little bit or move position and they're stuck in the brambles, so it's really quite tricky to engineer a shot where it was clear of any branches. So I suppose the lesson is the benefit of thermal equipment somewhere like this. Proof in the pudding, and there you go. Ideal little cull actually. Need to keep on top of muntjac, especially in this sort of environment, because if they're left alone during the summer months when it's hard to stalk them, I mean numbers can actually explode. So you're better off taking the youngsters or the obviously heavily pregnant does. That way you're not orphaning a mature female, leaving a young muntjac to die of starvation. So with muntjac, that's kind of the ethical way to try to shoot them. So it'll be good eating actually, this, but not much bigger than a guinea pig. So we'll get that suspended, do a quick garlic. It's nice and cool in here actually, so we can leave it hanging now, it's getting late, and then we can sort of continue and have a look. I mean, the cover in here is incredible, but these little open areas just give you half a chance of just getting muntjac in the right place. You've got a chance of a shot. So we'll do a quick garlic, leave this suspended, check the rest of the wood, and then come back and pick it up and take it back into the larder. The grey deer fully growled out, just hanging and cooling behind me. So I've got a good wind here, so we'll continue now and just drop down into the next little block of woodland. and I think there'll be some open areas in that as well, in between the brackens. So quite a good breeze blowing in actually, so we've not disturbed anything further up, so we'll go and have another look. Yeah, so it's quite a decent buck. That's not what we're after. I mean, that's, we're really just helping out on the cull. So I mean, that's quite a decent Muntjac buck. So I'm not going to shoot that.
Big on the left side.
It's big. It's about 20 yards from me. Even I could hit that.
Maybe not.
Well, maybe not. Quite a very dry calf in the leaves here, which is making quite a bit of noise on, so there is actually a track, a quad access track just in front of us, so I'm going to get on the track and be able to walk a lot quieter through the wood. We're losing the light now, and we can go back the same way we came, so along the edge of the field, back in, pick the other one up. Just nice to get back to the car. Light's going really quite quickly actually. We've probably got, in Scotland, we've probably got another 25 minutes of light yet. Lovely evening, beautiful evening, a lot of deer about. It's very deery this evening, we're tripping over them. So I think that's the job done. So back to the hotel, few hours skip and back out again in the morning for round 2. But that's what, cracking evening, absolutely cracking evening. Always a pleasure to be invited to shoot someone else's ground, so thanks to Big Phil for that, and my mate Paul for organising it. So tomorrow's another day, we'll see what happens then. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that. It was a bit of a learning curve for me because it's the first time I've used the thermal binoculars in anger. You can see the effectiveness of them in thick cover. Quite a useful bit of kit, and I mean it is tricky stalking muntjac at this time of year in the woodland, and stalking them especially.
Yeah, so stalking them is hard. Ambushing them in clear areas, clear open areas is sitting in a high seat. I mean that's the way to control them, really.
That's what most people will be doing tonight. They'll be going and sitting in hours time. They're going to sit in an high seat with a bit of a clearing in them and sit and wait. Yeah. We're actually trying to do it differently. We're going to try and stalk and see how effective using the thermal binoculars are in cover. And
hopefully you've seen how effective
how effective it is. Or not, as the case may be.
So just so you're aware, and so we don't sound like lunatics, we're filming this link prior to actually going out in the stalk. That's how confident we are on getting a deer.
Oh dear.
The kiss of death.
Was that you will have seen now whether that confidence was justified or not.
And if not, I apologise.
Good stuff. Okay, so
coming up now, field notes.
Your fox calling.
Yeah, so the second part of the instalment, the field fox calling. So this time we're using our hands and any sort of equipment we can have lying around rather than using manufactured, purchased equipment. Hope you enjoy. Outfits, tails, field notes, improvised fox calling, part 2. Hi guys, and welcome to this week's instalment of Field Notes. So today we're going to carry on with part 2 of the fox calling series that we're doing. This part will be introducing improvised calls, so basically using stuff that you'll be able to find anywhere around the house or out on the field. This can be used either if you can't afford to buy any of the other stuff, or if you forget if you forget to take your callers with you, which I've done on numerous occasions. So we're just going to show you some improvised stuff. One thing that you're always going to have with you when you're out there foxing, your hands. So I'm just going to show you a couple of methods of how to do some hand calling. There's many ways to do this, and everyone will have their own special ways. A lot of people that I know use the back of their hand, so just they'll lick the back of their hand and basically just kiss it and suck in. Like so. Me personally, I basically use the inside part of my two fingers here, give it a quick lick, like so. So nice and easy. As I say, there's many ways, different ways of doing it. Another way, obviously that's going to give you further range. Another way is just basically just use your lips, which is good for when if you need to stop a fox and you've got your hands full, you've got the rifle on it and you're waiting to basically need to make that fox stop so you can get a decent shot on it. So just give it a quick, or a whistle, that will get them to stop. Or as I've done recently on one of the videos, oi! The art of fox calling, oi! And they do stop because it's a noise that they're not used to, and being curious they will then stop. Another way that I do it as well, if the foxes are quite close and I'm just trying to get them in a bit closer, or if I've had it many times where they've been sort of only 30, 40, 50 metres away from me, but they're behind cover or in thick grass, and you want them to raise their heads, so just do a little mouth squeak, just basically using your mouth. Well, how I do it is I suck in through my teeth. So next thing I'm going to look out at now is we've all got dogs with their squeaky toys, so you can actually use a squeaky toy on its own. But what I like to do is when the dogs trash them, which they inevitably will, once they've been chewed to bits, rescue the squeaker before the dog sucks it down its neck and starts making squeaky noises itself. You can just place it in your mouth. So I'm still talking, I've got the squeaker in my mouth, so it's one of the little ones, but it allows you, as I say, when you're in position, you're about to shoot on that fox, it will give you the ability to make quite loud noises, like so. So you can use your mouth to create different sounds. The harder you blow, the louder the noise will be. So you get quite a good noise from them. These are one of my favourites, to be honest, but you do tend to lose them quite a lot because they're tiny. You put them in your pocket, then you get them mixed up with your rounds and stuff, and away they go. There you go. So a little squeaker outside, out of a dog toy. Next thing I'm going to look at, so this is one that me and my dad used to use when I was a lot younger than I am now. When my dad used to take me out, and this was when we were still using the old batteries and lamps and stuff, and the shotgun, believe it or not. So we used to, when I first started going out doing foxes, my dad used to use a shotgun. So that shows you how long ago it was. Bit of polystyrene, this is all it is. So a piece of polystyrene, ideal if you're doing it from the car. And all you're going to do is basically lightly wet this polystyrene. You can either use water, but we'll do it the way that I used to do it. Just give it a quick lick, get a little bit of moisture. So I've got a mirror here, but just imagine this is the car window. That will get foxes coming in for miles around. Depending on the type of polystyrene, how hard it is and how wet your window is, you can make loads of different noises using different surfaces. It's the speed of how you use it. You can make it sound really authentic, like a young pheasant poult in distress. So you get loads of different sounds from it. It's just experiment and see what ones work for you. Obviously, if you're not next to the car, you're not going to be carrying a vanity mirror around with you unless your name's Chris Stalking. If you're still doing the old school lamping style, that sounds quite authentic, a bird in distress, doesn't it? And finally, what we're going to look at is something that's all over the place, grass. So you get yourself a decent length of grass, basically thumb and forefinger. So we just grip it at the top, place a finger on the bottom here, place our hand like so, and then we have the reed stuck in the middle here. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. So as we tighten up, tension up, we pull it tight. As we loosen it off, we can make it go a little bit floppy, and then we blow. Release the tension. And then with less tension. So just practice that, guys, and you'll get it right. You're always going to find grass, and so you'll always be able to call foxes in. You're not necessarily mimicking a distressed animal, or any animal in fact. You're just making a noise that is going to make the foxes curious. So then they should hopefully be running in. But hopefully that gives you some ideas, guys. Any questions or anything, obviously mention down in the comments below. But look forward to part 3, which we're going to be looking at electronic collars. Electronic collars are really, really good because you can use them at certain times of year and they sound exactly like what you're trying to imitate, but they can be quite expensive. So we'll just talk about that on the next episode.
Got to say, I think people probably find that useful.
Yeah, it's just little tips and trips you pick up over the years. The little thing with the polystyrene I got off my dad years and years ago,
Yeah.
and it's something that's easy to have. Most people will go out with a car and shoot near the car, and it's loud and it's very effective.
Yeah.
So get out there practicing, guys, and have a go.
Yeah, so you don't need to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
Next time you get something from Amazon, just keep a bit of the polystyrene. Away you go.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah. So, what
you been up to?
Well, what I've been up to is I actually was away in...
Christopher's been on his hollybobs again.
Well, not really. It's a traditional thing that we get together with the family. So I've actually been in Helmsley in North Yorkshire, which was very fortuitous because it's meant not quite so far to get down here, whereas you've had quite a drive. So I've been kind of messing around a bit.
Yes.
Although we did finish the infrastructure checks this week, or you did, so we got all that paperwork off. So it's been a bit of a paperwork for me, but you've been working for a living again.
Yeah, so out with introduction, guys. So we had a nice guy on his first stalk ever last night. Got him a nice cull buck, so he's over the moon. And obviously then driving back down here this morning.
Well, we had a lady from...
Oh, sorry, yeah, we had
America,
a Taiwanese lady from America. She was brilliant. She didn't want to shoot anything, she just wanted to come out on the stalk and see what it was all about. So we had 2 days of stalking, getting up close to the deer. So she saw
some nice shots of red stags.
Yeah, nice stags, just dropped their antlers, so they're just starting to grow. We saw a few does and a few bucks, so she was more than happy. And then we took her for a sim stalk.
Brilliant. Yeah,
she really enjoyed
good stuff. Just a reminder, really, we've got our first of our monthly competitions now, kind of midway through the month, so still plenty of time to get involved with that. So that's a roebuck hunt with us, and you will do your normal.
Right. So, guys, obviously, all we need to do to enter the competition is subscribe, obviously, to the YouTube channel, and tag your friends in down the bottom. I know there's a few guys been having difficulties with this. If you can tag people in, tag them in. But as long as you put @ and then a name, we will count that, because not everyone's got loads of friends that are actually on YouTube or got subscriptions to YouTube. So we appreciate that's probably quite difficult. So as long as you've tagged us in, even the guys that have tagged us into the comments on the Facebook posts, we'll still include you on those in the draw.
Yeah, for the competition, which will be the end of the month. So
still
got plenty of time. So.
Get cracking,
and we need that support. So you're obviously watching, so we're preaching to the converted, but we need to get family, friends, get as many people involved, because that's what allows us to keep bringing the shows to you. and it's what our sponsors who want to see. So whether we can keep bringing this to you is really down to you.
It's on yours.
We enjoy doing it. So if we go off air, it's your fault, not ours.
So that's about it then.
About it, isn't it? Yeah. So we better get out and see what we can do. So as always, thanks very much for watching. Like and subscribe. We've already covered that. Thanks to the sponsors, and it's a good night from me.
Again, forgot his catchphrase, hasn't he?
No, that's coming yet. You haven't said yours yet.
Good night from him.
Good night from you. And watch this space.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You normally do the watch this space beforehand, don't you?
No, at the end. Yeah, good night from me, good
Cheers.
night from him. And as always, watch this space.
Anyway, see you later, guys.
Cheers.